Hello, Fam Bam, and welcome to a truly transformative episode of Talking Business with Ritz. This is Ritzel Loreto Rectra, your host for today. In today's episode, we're unlocking the hidden potential within every writer. So, the power of mindset. Now, we'll learn how a shift in thinking can supercharge creativity and propel your writing journey to new heights. So you are correct. We are going to talk about writing journey today. All right. See you soon after my intro. All right. You caught me there. I'm pinning the. Let me do this. All right. Now, before we continue, let's remember what this show is about. So, Talking Business with Ritz is about showcasing the person behind the title before the author. So, it is about celebrating authentic stories and the valuable lessons we gain from one another's experiences. Now, this show is where we go deep into the heart of humanizing entrepreneurship. So if you are watching us now live, and if you are listening, comment hashtag live. And if you are catching us on replay, comment hashtag replay. And don't forget to join our free Facebook group. Okay. Talking Business with Rich live expert interview. And like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ritzel Rectra. All right, now it's time to start our first segment. Welcome to the Know the Expert segment where we get up close and personal with our guest. We'll be asking a few fun and insightful questions to dive deeper into their world. So today, we have a remarkable guest with us on Talking Business with Ritz. All right. Her name is Kirsten McNeill, a seasoned confidence coach and an accomplished book editor. Let me just add her on the stage. Here we go. Hi, Coach. Let me continue my intro. Kirsten's journey in the world of books began in 2015, right? And since then, she's been dedicated to empowering writers to infuse their stories with unrelenting confidence and passion. So, with her company called Worthy Writers, which is launched in 2021, Coach Kirsten has quickly become a beacon for writers seeking to craft not just narratives, but vibrant, impactful experiences. We're thrilled to have you here today. Welcome, Coach Kirsten.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me back.
Yes, and my applause is delayed. All right. All right, Coach Kirsten, it's your moment to shine. So let's start with the first question. Let me just change the angle. All right, now, who is Coach Kirsten as a person and as a coach?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, as a person, I am awesome. It's a good word to start with, right? I'm based out of Canada, so that's something, I guess. I work with self-published authors, and I love being back on the show and the way you have this organized, and you really give a voice to entrepreneurs and people that want to share their stories, and that's stories is what I do and what I love, and I really enjoy being able to help writers just find their voice, find their purpose, and be able to share that confidently and openly, and just be able to write and be open and vulnerable, because writing is definitely a vulnerable act, and you put a little piece of yourself no matter what you're writing, fiction, nonfiction, and being able to support writers and just be sunflower sunshine and be able to be a cheerleader for others in that is really important to me.
All right. Thank you for that, Coach. Now, um, let's dive deeper. All right. Here's the next question. In your opinion, what is a coach?
A coach is someone that is a guide that's going to help you through asking questions and answering questions that you don't really find in normal conversations. So it really dives deeper into your desires, your goals, things that you want from the future, something that's not just like, what's your favorite color? How you doing today? It dives
Yeah.
deeper into, who you are, what you want. And, with I'm certified life and wellness coach, and that's really where I shine, is just helping people live the life that they want. And
Mhm.
a good coach is someone that listens really well and, you know, finds the words to pick out of what they've heard and really take the conversation in a way that's gonna help, the client and help them just find their way.
All right. Now, why did you become a confidence coach and a book editor? When did it begin? Aside
Yes.
from I told already, but can you
Yeah.
explain more? Yeah.
Yeah, book editing just kind of naturally found me. I've always wanted to be a writer, and that's where I started at. And then as I grew
Mhm.
my community on Instagram, I found, people were like, "Do you do editing? Do you do, proofreading, this kind of stuff?" So I was just like, I could. Why not get paid to read for a living? And, I, did some training in that. And
Yep.
I found there was a gap in, the technical side to the more um, mindset side with, self-doubt and imposter syndrome and things like that. So I really wanted to help people find more joy in their creativity and just really have the mindset where like, yeah, I'm awesome and I can do this and I can be a great writer.
All right. Now, um, let's go for the more fun and random questions. Right? What is your favorite word? Did it change from the last time?
Honestly, I don't remember what I said last time, but I think I'm gonna go with confidence. I think that's what I said last time too. Yeah, it's just embodies everything that I love and everything that I want to share with the world. So yeah, just being confident and awesome.
All right. Now, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
My first thought was Harper Lee. I don't know if she counts as a historical figure, but, she wrote To Kill a Mock I think that's the title. I hope I didn't say it wrong, To Kill a Mockingbird? No, that
No
felt right.
worry.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, this is terrible. Anyways, Harper Lee, she wrote 2 books, and she is kind of the epitome of, she did what she wrote what she wanted, and she said something really powerful with her story, so I definitely want to get to know her and, you know, be able to just learn from her experiences and, I think it's a very powerful thing to like, "Oh, yeah, she wrote 2 books, but look how famous she was and is," and, being able to just have that impact with so few words, basically, people have very unique journeys, and I think that's really important to remember.
Yeah. Just 2 books and she became famous.
Yeah.
Right. Now, share a quirky talent or hidden skill that not many people know about you.
I'd say I'm a pretty good singer. That's not something I talk about too much. I used to be really good in high school, and I played guitar and like um, school events. I would like have like a solo and stuff like that. And yeah, I really enjoy like all things creativity and stuff like that. So
Oh,
singing
no.
and playing music is just something really fun for me.
All right. You said that you're good at singing. You know my next request.
Oh,
I'm
you're gonna
gonna
ask me to
ask you
sing you a
for
song?
practice. Can you sing me a line?
Oh, I know so many songs. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what you want me to
choose
sing.
whatever. Yeah.
Okay, how about I'll do the national anthem 'cause that's the first thing coming to mind.
Okay.
You really want me to do this?
Yes.
Alright. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Yeah, that's it.
Nice. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, describe your perfect day off in 3 words.
Reading, TV, and sleep.
Nice. Very relaxing. Now,
Yeah.
if you could, if you could instantly master any skill, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good. What skill would I want to master? I've been thinking a lot about art and painting lately, and I thought about like taking classes. Actually, I was looking into that yesterday. So yeah, I've always like I think about drawings and things like that, and it always looks perfect in my head. And then when I try to like draw something, it's just like this little weird stick figure thing. So it'd be kind of cool to be an artist in that respect.
All right. Now, if you could give yourself, your younger self, one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think I would say just be yourself is what's coming up right now. It's just like don't don't think about what everybody's gonna think of you or judge you or criticize you. Like just do your thing and have fun because that's I it's interesting that those themes kind of keep coming up because that's what I love talking about with my career and stuff. And it's just like just do your own thing, have fun with it, be awesome.
Yeah, true. Now, in your career, what piece of advice you received that you still hold dear today?
Piece of advice. I think one thing is really listening to your instincts and feeling what's good for you. Often,
Mhm.
in my experiences and I'm sure with others, we kind of look for permission from other people to do something or like we really want that validation. So I think just, trust your instincts, just do the thing, go make mistakes, be okay with making mistakes, right? And just like, figuring out what feels good for you through experience.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Coach Kirsten, for being such a good sport. And by now, we already have an idea of who Kirsten McNeill is as a real person. So that concludes the first segment of our show, Know the Expert. All right. Let's transition to the next. All right, welcome back to the Learn from the Experts segment. We're about to embark on a journey of learning and growth. So, for those who are just tuning in, this is Ritzel Loreto Rectra, your host for today. I am a content creator and a process automation specialist. I am also the CEO and owner of Mighty Chill Virtual Solutions. So please join our free Facebook group Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview and subscribe and follow me in YouTube at Ritzel Rectra. All right, now joining us today is Coach Kirsten McNeill, a renowned confidence coach and a book editor. She is also the CEO of Wordy Writers. Okay, she will share insights on three key areas that can empower writers. So these are the practical tips that can make a real impact on your writing journey. All right, let's talk business. Where is my drum roll? Here we go. All right, Bam Bam, let's get ready to dive into the heart of writing. So, in today's digital world, where's my banners? Okay, writers have more resources and support at their fingertips than ever before. We have Google. All right, now we have AIs. All right, one critical decision they must make is choosing the right guide. Okay, someone who can help them navigate the winding path of creativity. Here is our first topic: choosing your guide, book coach versus mindset coach. All right, now, Coach Kirsten, could you explain the difference between a book coach and a mindset coach?
Yeah, so as I'm sure you know, there's tons of different types of coaches out there, tons of different skill sets, and sometimes these themes overlap, and every coach has their own way of doing things and their
Mhm.
own certifications, things like that. So I really want to outline book versus mindset, just to kind of show more about what I do and what others can offer as well. So with book coaching, that really is your guide to writing your book. Like, they may teach structure, characters, they really dive deep into analyzing your work and making sure you're on track and things like that. And everything's connected, so there might be a little bit of mindset that comes into it, and they're not going to be like, no, we're never going to talk about mindset, because that's still part of who you are, part of a writer. But the core of what the book coach does is to help you and guide you write that book, and possibly get it published and things like that, right? And then
Mhm.
I'm kind of the flip side of things, where my main focus is mindset. And I am a writer. I do have experience self-publishing, and I'm an editor. So I'm not going to like guard my knowledge and be like, no, we're only going to talk about mindset. Like, this is only the what we're going to do, right? And
Right.
every client is different. They're going to have their own unique needs and everything. So, it kind of just depends on how the conversation goes, how things come up, what they are going through in their journey.
Yeah.
And, my mindset stuff relates to confidence, of course, and, self-doubt can come in and you start second guessing yourself. And I think it's really powerful to have someone to guide you through that journey as well. Where it's not just going to be about mindset all the time. Like I said, we could talk about other things as it comes up, as it's relevant to your journey and everything, because I have that experience. But with mindset is such a huge concept and a huge thing to explore, that it's I think it's important to have coaches like this that are going to help you feel good about yourself, make a plan. Next time that you feel down about yourself, you have strategies and tools that can help you work through it a lot faster. It's with mindset, it's not always just happy sunshine all the time. Like, there are going to be down days, right, where you feel like not good enough. Like, why should I write this? Why should people care? And those are kind of the things I help with, the self-care of a writer, um, the schedule, the plans, and really kind of the how you're gonna get to prepare to write and everything like that, and just really feel good about yourself, because I think that's so important in the online space. There's so much comparison that comes in, that it's just so important to have someone that can, help you through those things and help you find strategies and just be your guide and partner through everything that you're going through,
Mm,
as
mm,
much as
mm.
you can in the time you work together, right?
All right. Now, in what ways does a mindset coach can actually help writers overcome mental blocks and other creative challenges?
Yeah, a lot of what I work through is, I've done visualizations with writers to kind of help them see their goals, and kind of be in that meditative space where you're really focusing in on that. And I have
Mm-hmm.
one client who uses the visualization we did in the program we did together, and she uses it on her own too, just to kind of bring back those feelings and that confidence and that reminder of what she wants from her writing life. And it's a lot of asking open-ended questions to really, let the client explore their thought process and just be able to be open to whatever comes up. And, I create digital journals with writing prompts and things like that. And,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the the resources that I create, I can either like refer them to like a podcast or create something for them. It kind of depends on what they need at the time. But most part, it's a lot of like, you know, listening, asking questions, trying to get to the root of what they're looking for, and really guiding them through that process.
Right. That's the most scariest, I think, phase of a writer's journey when they encounter mental blocks, and especially the dreaded white page. The white blank page, and then you don't know what's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely tough, but, one thing that works for me is just get writing. I find that we kind of talk ourselves out of it, but for myself, once I get into the momentum, it kind of gets a little bit better and easier to write the words.
Yeah, that's quite true. Same thing I do when writing the script for this show.
Yeah.
All right, now, um, could you share any success story of a writer, of a writer significantly benefiting from a book or a mindset coach? Do you know of anyone?
Yeah, I mean, well, the person that comes to mind is the woman that I worked with, through my Create with Purpose program. We worked together for a few months, and we did a
Mhm.
podcast together talking about the experience as well. So I have that, you know, understanding of what she went through. And you know working with a mindset coach really helps you. You may think about something in your mind, and may think, yeah, I know who I am, I know what I want, these kind of things, but articulating it and writing it down and talking it out is
Mhm.
definitely a different experience. So being able to be so open in a one-to-one conversation with a coach, and
Yeah.
exploring those thoughts and everything. And we recorded our sessions too, if so she wanted to look back on it, she wouldn't miss out on anything. And so she was really able to, work on her self-talk and be more positive with things. And that's a really important part of it too, is just, practicing caring for yourself in your own voice. You spend the most time with yourself in your head, right? So it's really
Yeah.
important to have that self-talk. And so being able to help her through that, and, see that change and transformation was really
Mhm.
powerful.
Yeah. Like questions. Will someone read my book? Right.
Mhm.
Why do I have to write this when a lot of people are already writing things about this, right?
Yeah,
So those
absolutely.
kind of questions. All right. Now, what advice do you have for writers who are torn between a book coach and a mindset coach? Should they have both?
I mean, I think you should have as much support as possible, but absolutely, if you are kind of, whether it's budgetary, or maybe you just don't feel like you need that much support, or it's really based on
Mhm.
your needs. But if you are trying to decide between the two, I'd go for a book coach if you really need help with the writing. You really need someone
Mhm.
to, you know, guide you through the whole process, and be part of the, brainstorming journey and everything like that. And like I said, I do offer that as well, and I do like manuscript critique and stuff. And like, but with mindset coaching, the main focus is, you're just having, confidence issues. Maybe you're struggling to even just get started on your writing, and you don't know how to prepare. You don't know, how to create a schedule that really works for you. So it's kind of like the how and the preparation that, you know, I like to focus on, as opposed to book coaches, really going through the writing and possibly like publishing, and really figuring out what works best for you there. So it's really getting to know what your needs are. And
Mhm.
we'll talk about this a little bit later too, but getting to know like who's going to be the right fit for you as well.
All right. Now, having the right mindset is like having a powerful engine in your writing journey. So we're transitioning to the second topic. Second topic is the right mind, the impact of a strong mindset. All right, now, Coach Kirsten, how does having the right mindset actually influence writers' creativity and productivity?
Yeah, I think for a lot of writers, whatever mood you're in can definitely affect your writing. Say, if you're having a bad day, maybe you write about that sometimes without even knowing, and you kind of get your emotions out. And that's where journaling comes in a lot too, just
Yeah.
expressing emotions, and getting through that, right? And when you have a lot of negative self-talk, that can really talk you out of being a writer, and talk you out of like, oh, like you said, like, everyone's done it before, who's going to read my book? Like, there's a lot of thoughts that come in like that, that can really negatively affect you and stop you from being creative, and stop you from enjoying what you love. Because I think the only requirement of being a writer is that you love it, and that you write. And whether that's shared publicly or not is irrelevant. It just depends on you being a writer, you wanting to share a story in some way, whether it's just journaling or blogging, or something like that. And
Mhm.
when we keep, comparing ourselves to others, and be like, "Oh, I want that, but I don't have it," and focusing on that negative language, it can really just say like, "Well, what's the point of even doing it, right? Let's just move on, and, focus on other things," right? And, I find sometimes for myself, I procrastinate from like writing, because I'm just like, "Oh, like, I don't know what to write." Like, I haven't,
Yeah.
you know, done it in a while maybe and stuff like that. So like go do chores and stuff and like feel productive, but you're not really doing what you want to do. And, shifting that language to, I want to write today as opposed to I have to write today, or, I think people are going to like it, as opposed to like, I know people are going to like it. And, not everyone is going to love your story. And like, you can't appeal to every single person on the planet. But
Yep.
there's definitely going to be a readership for you and people who are going to love you, and you just have to go out and try, and having that confidence and having that courage even to you know share your stories and write a book and connect with your readers. Like, there's so many opportunities to do that in self-publishing platforms and social media. You have so much connection, so many options, and it's just about you know beating that overwhelm and starting one step at a time and just really getting into that, like, what do I want? What is my purpose
Mhm.
for being a writer? Because when you remember, why you became a writer in the first place, that's really powerful. Like, this is what I love to do, so I don't want to stop doing it. And that's one thing I say a lot is like the only way that you're gonna fail or, you know, something like that is like if you choose to stop yourself, and like that's
Mm.
kind of the only thing standing in your way. So just being able to learn how to shift language and just remember why you became a writer in the first place is really powerful to just help you keep going.
All right. Do you believe that when a person writes, whatever emotion or state of emotion he or she is in, will transcend or can transcend to the writing itself?
Yeah, and I think, like I said, we put a little piece of ourselves into everything that we write. And, I know a couple writers who do a little meditation beforehand just to like ground themselves before they write. So they're not like affected by what they've read others write, whether in a social media post or in a book they just read, and just kind of clear their minds, maybe journal a bit just to get it out of their head and just really center themselves into what they want to write. So I think having those preparation practices are really helpful too, just to, you know, if you're not feeling well, or like if you're sick or angry, or even if you're just like having a great day and you're meant to write like an angry scene, something like
Yeah.
that, where it's just like learning how to prep yourself into like what mindset do I want to be in to start this. So it's really, I like to talk a lot about preparation as opposed to just jumping right in. Sometimes it does work for people, but this is where I kind of shine is, that preparation and schedule and things like that.
All right. Now, aside from what you mentioned already earlier, could you share some other practical tips for cultivating a strong writing mindset?
Yeah, I think a morning routine or, start of the day routine is definitely
Mhm.
important, whether it has to do with writing or not. It's just kind of a way to refresh your mind and just get into the present moment, as opposed to like, yesterday I didn't finish my to do list. Yesterday I didn't do this, didn't do that, and kind of like holding on to the past. So, really being able to start the day in a way that makes you feel good. For myself, I do little lines and affirmations of like, I am worthy, and, I succeeded in this yesterday, and just kind of hyping myself up basically of, starting the day right, and, you know, doing self-care things. And when it comes to self-care, something like remembering to eat breakfast is, counts as self-care, right? So just having that routine that helps you feel good and you're just ready to take on the day.
All right. That is pure gold. Now, so far we've explored two topics and is now transitioning to the third topic. All right, here we go. So, our third topic is match made in writing. So, finding your ideal coach. So, when it comes to writing, having the right coach can make a world of difference. So, Coach Kirsten, what should writers look for when trying to find a right coach for them?
Yeah, I think the number one thing is to take your time. Like, you don't wanna rush in and like, "Oh, this is the first one I found, they're available, let's work together." It's really important to not rush the process and find someone that feels like a really good fit. So you may
Mm-hmm.
wanna, get to know them a little bit, whether in reading their social posts, maybe they have testimonials, and there's clients that past clients that you can talk to get to know them as well, and really just feel comfortable with them. I talk a lot about instinct and, following your gut kind of thing, where if something feels a little bit off, don't try to like force yourself into working with them if they, fit your budget, or if
Yep.
they, if something else comes up where it's like, I probably should work with them. Like if something doesn't feel right, you probably should just, move on. Like not every coach is going to be ideal for every writer, right? So just being able to get to know them and feel comfortable with them, possibly talk to them like in DMs or on a video chat, whatever you're more comfortable with, and then just learning if they are going to help you do what you need. So
Mm,
it's really getting to know yourself a little bit too, and, if you're able to hop on a free consultation call with them too, like, that can kind of help you figure out what you
yeah.
figure out if they can help you, right? So just getting to know yourself and what you're looking for, and, asking yourself questions, and, maybe interviewing, like, a few different people. I always say, like, 3 is kind of the magic number, whether you're looking for a coach or an editor, like, suss out a few different people, kinda compare them, and really see who's gonna be a good match for you, and, asking them questions about, like, how they do their work, and, what's involved in working with them, what kind of, like, time or monetary commitment, is needed to work with them, so that you just have all the information you need to properly, make that informed decision. Because like I keep talking about, I'm a very planned, organized person, so I need to, have, like, information that's, gonna help me make the right decision for myself. Because I don't wanna,
Mm,
like, jump in and then, like, that instant regret where it's just like, "Ugh, well, I can't really back out of this now because there was a contract and everything." So it's kind of, you know, take a deep breath. It's, writing a book and being a writer is a long game. Like, it's not gonna go away. It's an analogy I used the other day is just like, when your kid goes to school, you don't stop being a parent, right? So when you're
true,
not
true.
writing, you don't stop being a writer. It's gonna be a part of you always. So just, taking your time and finding a coach that you're gonna connect with and enjoy the journey of working with, right? And, there are gonna be mistakes that are made, especially if you're newer, and there's so many different coaches, so it can be overwhelming, but, just really taking your time, and, if there's, smaller, things you can do to work with them, like, just buy one of their low cost products, or, a smaller commitment time coaching, like a one-off, session or something, just to kinda get a taste of what it is like to work with them, and then you can kinda move on to the bigger programs. But, yeah, it's just like, the main thing is just, like, you gotta feel good about working with them, and if they're, you know, if you come away from talking to them and you just feel, like, icky and kinda, like, weird, like, maybe it's not a good fit, and that's okay.
Mm,
You just have to kinda keep looking, but you will find the people that you wanna work with, and that's the same with readers too, right? Like, it just takes a little bit of time, and, with the online space, there's so many people on it, so it
yeah,
just takes some time, and it's okay to, not have everything figured out all at once.
right. Or they can watch our show, right?
Exactly.
All right. Now, in your experience, what are the common challenges writers face when trying to find their ideal coach, and how can they actually can overcome them?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is, like, the overwhelm, like I talked about, where, you how do you know if they're gonna be good for you? And, if you have, like, a long list of, like, coaches that you know of, or, possibly wanna work with, it can be hard to kinda narrow it down. So that's why I kinda
Mm,
mentioned, like, testing things out and stuff. But, you know, a lot of, good things on the online space is, like, testimonials, and, like, people that actually have experience working with them. So if you have, like, a friend who's worked with someone, you can kind of get their, experience, and, try out who they worked with, and it's really just, talking, asking questions, figuring out what you wanna do, and, it can be overwhelming. So that's why I suggest, like, just work with, or, talk to a few people, and, narrow it down, and, you know, don't rush into it, but also try to avoid, constantly researching people, and stuff like that. Like, if you find someone who you feel is a good fit, focus on them for a little bit, talk to them,
mm,
maybe work with them for, a low cost program or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of that fine balance of, like, you don't want to do too little and, jump into working with someone, but you don't want to do too much where now you're not making any progress, right? So it's just kind of knowing yourself and knowing when, okay, I've, been at this for 3 weeks. I just got to choose someone. So maybe that's another tip, could be just like have a deadline of how much time you spend researching people. And then, this is the day that you have to choose, right?
Right. Otherwise, you'll be in the analysis paralysis stage.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Now, could you share a success story or even an example of a writer who found his ideal coach and how it impacted their writing journey?
Yeah, I remember one time, I think it was when I first started coaching,
Mhm.
they they came to me and were like, "I've been trying to find a coach for so long, and when I found your post, like it really resonated with me, and I wanted to learn more about working with you." And they're actually an editor, so it's not the normal people I usually work with, but that kind of goes to
Mhm.
show you, like, even if you narrow down into a certain niche, you can still find people that want to work with you. So they were kind of an editor that just wanted to, a writer editor hybrid, which I think is pretty common these days. It's just fun, but yeah, they wanted to grow their business and have that confidence and kind of similarly do what I wanted to do in helping um, writers just find their path and everything. So it was really interesting being able to work with them for a little bit. We only did a few sessions in the beginning, and yeah, it was just great to be able to see even like the smallest changes where like they feel good about what they want to do, and they know like the direction they want to take. So it's interesting the little shifts that can come from coaching. Like it doesn't have to always be these big grand, like, revelations and epiphanies and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I never thought about it that way. Or I've always had it in my head but didn't know how to articulate it. So it's just
Mhm.
little wins like that make me really excited, because it just shows it's still progress, right? Everybody likes to focus on like the big wins and stuff like that, but and there is more in the online space. People are like, celebrate everything, because that is still so important.
All right. Now, so that's the last question I have for the third topic. All right, now everyone, we've covered a lot today about three important topics, and here are some of my takeaways. So for the first topic, let me just flash it again. Having a right coach, okay, is like having a compass for your writing journey. A book coach helps with the technical aspects, as what Coach Kirsten had mentioned earlier, while a mindset coach helps you overcome mental hurdles. Okay, now for the second topic, the impact of a strong mind, right? A strong mindset is like the engine that powers your writing. I hope I got it right. All
Yeah, I
right,
love
now
that.
All right, now it helps you stay motivated, overcome doubts, and write with confidence. Now, for the third topic, right, finding your ideal coach. So, finding the right coach is like finding a partner that complements your strength and supports your weaknesses. So it's about alignment in goals, values, and a coaching style that resonates with you. That is what Coach Kirsten had been mentioning earlier. Research your coach. All
Mm.
right, okie dokie. Now let's move on to our next segment. All right, time flies. Our coach Kirsten will share her unique offers to help you further with your writing journey. All right, coach, you can drink some water while I flash the third segment. Here we go. All right, welcome to the Work with the Expert segment. All right, Pambam, our guest expert has generously shared valuable insights today about this topic. All right. choosing your guidebook coach versus mindset coach. She talked about the right mindset, okay, the impact of a strong mindset. And she also talked about finding your ideal coach. All right, now it's time to put these insights into action. You have to watch the Learn from the Expert segment to know more about those topics. All right, now Coach Kirsten McNeill is an experienced confidence coach and book editor and a CEO of and the CEO of uh, Wordy Writers. All right, now she's offering special resources and services that can make a real difference in your writing journey. So let's hear more about how Kirsten can help you move forward on your path to success. All right, Coach, could you tell us more about what do you have for us today?
Yeah, so right now I'm really excited about offering a 90-minute intensive. This is something that I just started doing this year. And, I like having that one-off session where we can, explore who you are as a writer and really just dive deeper into your purpose and what you want to do and really find, your next step. So it's not just, talking about, these big abstract concepts. It's really actionable as well. So you know, an hour and a half, you can talk about a ton of stuff. Like, we've talked about a ton in 40 minutes, right? So you can definitely explore a lot about your goals and desires as a writer and just be able to really align with your purpose and figure out, okay, what's next for me? What am I going to do? And that offer also includes like some email contact with me, like after the session, just so it doesn't feel like, you you did the session and then I just kind of disappear, right? So
Yeah, true.
that's one of the big things. And right now I have a freebie. It'll be free until Monday. I have this digital journal of 8 writing prompts, which also includes a call with me, but that's only 30 minutes. And
Mm-hmm.
it's called Write Your Entrepreneurial Memoir. I really want to help those who, have a business and they want to share their knowledge, but they also want to share some personal stuff about themselves and really connect with their reader that way. So one part business, one part personal. I think that's a great combination. So you can check that out on my website or like my social says. I've been posting a link to it everywhere. So that's free until Monday, and then it'll be a low cost offer.
Mm-hmm.
And then one last thing I wanted to share is just about a monthly membership that I have. It's called the Worthy Writers Workshop membership. Every month I'm going to post a new video, a training. Right now I'm posting a few panels that I did a while back of different genres in fantasy, romance, and thriller. So I have those out right now. And then in the new year, I'm going to do a lot more with some, book coaches, editors, other coaches in different fields, and create some webinars and 2-hour trainings that I can upload to that. So that's only $15 a month. So there's a really entry level thing that you can just, learn from a bunch of different writers, do it at your own pace, and just have fun. So yeah, I have my 90-minute intensive, that free digital journal, and that membership. So those are
Yeah.
what I'm really excited about these days.
All right, that sounds amazing, Coach Kirsten. Let's acknowledge one of our live viewers today. Yeah, Coach Debbie Hill, how are you? Come back to the show. You're
Hi,
welcome.
Debbie.
All right, thank you for being here. So, going back, could you let our audience know how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, so on Facebook, you can find my page, Worthy Writers Editing, and I also have a group, the Worthy Writers Nook. And
Mhm.
then I'm on Instagram a lot, confident.kirsten, and my website is worthywriters.ca. You can find the freebie I mentioned at worthywriters.ca/shop. But yeah, reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you enjoy the most. And yeah, I love connecting with writers and just getting to know them.
All right, wonderful. Now, before we wrap up, Coach Kirsten, do you have any personal advice or final words of wisdom that you can share with our audience?
I think I just want people to remember that everyone's going to have their own unique writing journey. So just figure out what works for you, figure out what works
Mhm.
for your schedule. When you're a writer, that's not all that you are. You're a parent, you're a business owner, you got to do chores and things like that. So it's just really find how writing fits into your life and make that as enjoyable as possible.
Yeah. They think entrepreneurship is a magical thing,
Yeah.
but it's not. I tell you, it's not. All right. Now, thank you, Coach Kirsten, for sharing such insightful perspective. Now, let's circle back to those fantastic offers you prepared for our audience. Kindly invite them once again.
Yeah, so if you are looking to understand yourself as a writer, if you want a schedule, if you want some self-care tips, just exploring all those kinds of things, I have my 90-minute intensive, which includes, a one-off session and some email support afterwards. And then I have that freebie, Write Your Entrepreneurial Memoir. It just gives you a place to start and that motivation to just get going and get from, scattered idea to that solid foundation. And then my Worthy Writers Workshop membership, so monthly membership where you can get a new video each month to just, learn the craft, connect with, other writers, learn about other writers, and just, really enjoy creativity. Because that's all that I want from writers is just positive and sunshine energy.
All right. As we wrap up today's incredible episode, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to you, Coach Kirsten. This is the second time around, and I wish to see you once again
Yeah,
in the
thank
coming
you.
episode. Now, thank you for joining us today and generously sharing your wealth of expertise. I hope, yeah, we can have you again in the near future. All right. Now, would you like to say your goodbyes to the to our audience before we
Yeah,
end?
yeah. Just thank you so much for watching, and I hope we can connect.
All right, Bam Bam, thank you all for joining us today on this enriching journey into the world of writing and mindset. Now, remember, every word you write has the power to shape worlds, not only yours, but others as well. Now, keep believing in your story and let your creativity flow. So join us again next time for another inspiring episode of Talking Business with Ritz. Until then, keep writing, keep believing, and keep thriving. This is Ritzel Loreto Rectra and Coach Kirsten McNeill. Stay safe and healthy and keep talking business with Ritz. Bye, everyone.